Welcome, everybody. This is SLA Podcast, episode number 11. One next to the other one. We have the full crew today. I'm going to introduce everybody, starting with Luke, one of the founders of SLA.
Hello there.
Obi-Wan style. I like it. And of course, we have CJ Chris over here, up in here, too.
What's up, everyone?
And Cypher, another founder.
With the fancy background.
Yep, for those people on the audio version, I highly recommend checking out the video version because he's got one of the gnarliest cyberpunk neon lights background you can get with an Elgato, professional headphones, and a nice reclining $300 chair. I mean,
actually $900.
That's IKEA chair, by the way.
You don't laugh at yourself, man. No one needs to know.
Who here has the cheapest chair? Let's talk about that in a little bit.
$80 chair.
Then we have Carson.
$80.
Who just cut his hair for some reason. Dude, did you lose a bet or something?
No, I just wanted to see what I look like bald, okay?
Damn, you're sexy, boy.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, not bad. And then, of course, Oren,
hey,
as usual. So, today we're going to discuss two topics. Personal assistants having ChatGPT machine learning injected, multilingual, blah, blah, blah stuff into them, making them super smart and capable, not like the current dumb bricks, bag of potatoes level of personal assistants that we have. And then, of course, E3 and those kinds of events, if you've ever gone to one. But let's start with E3, video game related. Any of you went to E3, guys? Raise your hand.
Never.
We're super techie here, or I meant gaming.
Yeah, we love gaming, but we never went to E3.
Yeah.
It's for
No,
console
There's a
people.
reason why it's dying, guys.
It's dead.
Yeah,
it's not
there-
dying. It's dead.
It's dead.
If
it was
okay,
canceled.
so
Nail
I was
back
younger. I was younger when I kind of discovered E3. So if I got older and I had the money to go to E3 and it was actually good now, then yeah, I would go. But it died off by the time I turned 18. So
That's true.
It just happens.
Gamer generation separation there.
Yeah, but it's
I heard about it a couple days ago, and it was already dead. So, yeah, here we are.
it's a group of PC master race here, guys. So who cares about E3, right?
Oh, that's the thing, that those kinds of events, what was the one you were talking about, Cypher, that is grabbing traction?
Summer Gaming something.
Summer Gaming
God.
Fest or Summer Game Fest?
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
Yeah, well, he looks it up. I've seen Xbox every time that event
Summer
comes
Game
up.
Fest.
Yeah, they do
It's
sales.
basically the substitute of E3 right now.
Where does it take place? United States? Cali?
Switzerland.
Switzerland?
No, yeah. I am
No,
sure
it's
it's not
America.
Switzerland.
I'm sure it's not here. Yeah,
Los Angeles.
okay,
All
makes
right.
sense.
All right.
That's expected, I suppose.
Luke, that is your job, Luke. You need to
I was going
attend.
to say, that's pretty close. When is it at? Do they have a date range set already?
June the 8th.
Okay.
We need to have...
You
I
go,
don't know
you
if
do
I
the
have any.
videos, and then we
Yeah,
speak
dude.
over it.
Yeah.
We need you to go and investigate journalism for SLA.
Unionism.
We will fund you with our YouTube revenue. Promise.
Guys, I'm just saying, this money just takes me nowhere.
I'll make it about 5 steps out of my door. Revenue.
If you start with that, you are already at minus 300 or 400.
It's like, I'm going to charge you $50 an hour minimum for the starting bonus of 500. Yeah, those events. Why do you guys think E3 died? Like, any thoughts? Have you heard or read?
When they stop releasing good games.
Well, pretty sure that has to relate to when they decided to do everything online. So when COVID struck, it just shut everything down. Then they had to shift gears, and then they kind of liked it, you know?
I can see that. I
It's
think
like trying something new in bed. You just kind of like it, and then you never go back.
I heard that Yeah, it's like but I heard it had issues before a little bit, that it was a little more a little greedy, and the way they organize things and whatnot, and companies. Well, before that, not even greedy, because I don't have much to back that up. If you've heard about that, make sure you say so. But I heard mostly Nintendo Direct influenced a lot of the Xbox and PlayStation liking to be able to just announce games and game announcements whenever they wanted to in their style, and not have to wait or follow E3 guidelines, for example, or rules.
Yeah.
See, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to share that it seems that not only they were missing out already since like 5 or 6 years, the real problem was mismanaging. So they couldn't file like nice games coming out, or at least they couldn't manage the companies that wanted to show the games. So basically in the last 2 or 3 years, companies, even small companies, decided to go to other events that were more prone to basically give you opportunities than E3. So E3 basically became the dumpster of the big AAA games, and they only wanted the really big games. So now what happened basically during this E3, it seems from what people say, that already a lot of big companies didn't really want to join, or at least didn't say that they would join. And in the end, no one wanted to go there, so everyone decided to just quit it. And if you don't do an event like this for 1 year, it's so hard to actually do it the next year, because no one gives a fuck anymore.
That's true. Anybody else?
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was actually thinking about it, and I think there's two problems, and I was kind of looking at it from like both a sales and a marketing perspective. So, I have no idea what the price of the convention or the event would cost, but I'm just thinking about it from the perspective of, if I lived on the East Coast, how likely am I to want to even spend the money to go all the way to the West Coast to go experience this event? Because I have to take into consideration the event ticket price, flight, along with like wherever I'm going to be staying. So it's like, is it even worth it to me to go, even if like the games are like mid, you know? And then on top of that, it's how many people are actually even hearing about it. Because I mean, now conventions, the idea behind them is to build a community, but if there's no community to kind of build upon their backs, because we're all essentially being left on our own islands. We have the PC players, the PlayStation players, the Xbox players, and then Nintendo. Well, they're over there doing their own thing, you know. And then the old school people, Sega, they're over here playing their own thing as well. It's just like, okay, well, there's not really a group community where we would all even want to join together, because, well, there's not even any games that are bringing us together. On top of that, we also have the whole issue of the fact that, well, COVID, you know, it's like, oh, well, if we're too close together, what happens? And then on top of that, I feel like a lot of the gaming community tends to be a little bit more, we'll say homebodies, because I mean, that's kind of our style. We sit at home, we use our headset, and we play with across platforms or even on the same platform, but it's at a distance. So it's like, to even get us to go outside of the house to join something all together, oof, I really got to see the value in that one.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
By the way, $165 for a ticket, and
Jeez.
3 years ago,
Dude,
4
in
according
this
to this
economy, heck no, man.
It would almost seem that it would be a better option if it was like in like the 4 regions of like the local United States. So it'd be like LA, Texas or Chicago, and then like New York and like Miami or
I
something.
need to play devil's advocate though, to CJ's point. Why is Magic the Gathering event still going and growing if we're all just basement dwellers?
Diehard fans.
That
It's a
creates
good
other
answer.
diehard fans, maybe.
If you talk
Nostalgia, I like that one.
That's true, but well, then again, a Magic Gathering is probably used to having to go find people to play with, or you're not playing. Unless,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Well,
And
that's different. That's conflating. It's like those are tournaments versus like the other one is you're coming to see the release of something, and the other one you're seeing players playing at the highest skill levels.
tournament events.
Which
huh?
actually, Oren kind of makes a good point as to how they could have potentially brought more people, turn it into
Yeah.
tourneys.
Yeah, they could have
Oh, yeah.
made a second
Events.
part to it instead of it just being only releasing of that. They could have added and implemented more unique things to the event that people go there not just to see the release, but also for these other aspects. Now, you did have people that like dressed up and they like these events just to go there to meet new people, but like what CJ was saying is that that's just kind of like the will to want to do that died, and I believe it could come back, but once those big competitors left, that was the death of it.
Yeah, I think definitely that. I can see that. And I think it comes back to what
Sorry.
Cypher said at the beginning,
Yeah.
management. It's just organizing that whole thing, and it just slipped through the crack, Gus.
Just to give you an idea of numbers, budget, etc., it seems that the company was spending between $100,000 and $200,000 dollars for the event, and that for an event of that size is basically
That's nothing.
nothing. And if you consider a small like place for a company during the event to show maybe their stuff, they were asking 10,000, 20, 30, 40,000. So basically they were earning a hell lot more than they were spending. And it definitely doesn't make sense. So imagine being one of the big companies that are showing their game there. First of all, every person that is coming is spending between 100 and 200 euros. So basically to see basically trailers that they can see on YouTube, I am paying 1 or even 2 full games, if not more.
Yeah.
And on top of this, they show me this beautiful trailer of a game, like, for example, Cyberpunk, that who knows when it will come out.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's an amazing game, but the hype train is not so good. Like, choof choof, motherfuckers, right?
Well, so the thing about, like, the... Oh, shoot, man, I blanked out.
Grab it, dude. Grab it. Just hold on. Let's hit the pause button.
He mentioned Cyberpunk and it threw me off. Dang nabbit.
I am disappointed. I still have mental scars.
If you ask Andor, it will turn him on, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it completely just left me after that. Okay.
Okay. Let us know if it comes back. But yeah, I think at events, I think it's just the value got lost. You know, I definitely would have loved to go see Cyberpunk get revealed, look at Keanu Reeves and say, what did he say that is famous? Fetz, you're amazing or something like that. And I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, thank you, Keanu. Oh.
No, you're amazing.
Exactly.
This was worth $160, and then you don't get to play. And then I think you did get to play the game at that time, but then of course, broken lies, all that stuff. It turned bitter. I agree, and just
Also-
it didn't adapt.
So I thought of it. So when it comes to games that are being released now, a lot of them are actually kind of just like the early access that you like get on Steam. Like that's what they're giving you. They're not giving you the full game when it comes out or when they're presenting it to you. So it's kind of just like there's a lot of hype, but I think that hype has slowly died as we came to the realization that all these games that come out are only going to be perfected after maybe a few months or a year after the game came out.
That's true. They said that I've read into it with the Digital Foundry guys. They do a lot of technical analysis in video games, and they've been saying that game development's getting more complicated as to releasing the titles because they add so much stuff and crap into it, plus work lines and all that stuff. But they said compared to in the past, it's just the idea that you can just patch the game makes the publishers kind of push more towards releasing it early rather than Nintendo style, or even back in the day with the consoles where you couldn't update your title. Whatever you ship, that's what's going to be. And so definitely affecting that. Okay, so we have about a minute and a half to switch topics, and there was something I was going to say and connect, and then same thing as Oren. I pulled off an Oren, and I can't remember it. That's why what I just said was just filler to hopefully get that back into
so
my
that's
head.
is that what we're calling them now? We're just going to call them Orange.
I pulled up an Orin.
I never.
Well, let us know in the comments, people. If anybody doesn't have anything else on it, let us know. You want events?
Let us know in the comments if any of you remember what Richie Rich was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About E3, if you've attended, if you've gone or you want it to happen, all that good stuff.
Or if any one of you maybe knows of interesting events, game world related, that maybe we should be part of, or at least join, because they are interesting, fun, or they are just very good in organization.
Yeah, and then we can
Discord.
send German Luke
Join our Discord.
to go explore it and report back.
Exactly.
Oh,
Bro, I am the type of person that will not even move from my chair. Was
It's
it?
$900 chair.
all right, Cypher. It is time for you to report in Europe's Gamescom.
No, guys, I am such a that's not girl. Too many kawaii girls for me. No. I lose focus. I cannot work in this type of environment. Come on.
I need more money.
No. I don't need money at that point. I want something else.
It's like I
you
need.
gotta pay him off somehow, right? Oh wait, that's somewhere else.
Okay.
Those are plenty.
We'll go
Plenty
to
two
the
I
next
different
topic.
disassociate.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So
Somewhere else.
the next topic, we'll be transitioning thanks to our sponsor, Shadow Raid Legends.
Gosh.
Every single time.
One
Like you
day
can't
they
even
will
feel bad that
sponsor
you're
us.
doing it at this point because everyone's doing it.
NordVPN.
See, I'm new here.
I use
Did that and I thought it was real.
NordVPN. What, Carson?
Okay, we should have them sponsor us. That would be very practical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Next topic discussing is personal assistance and where is it going? Where do you want it to go and where you don't want it to go? For example, for those people that are living under a rock or in the Earth's core, ChatGPT has changed the world or will further. AI is here. As to quote our great leader in the world of technology for some reason, Bill Gates, the era of AI has begun, end quote. CJ's
Okay.
So,
Jeez.
what we're
He's
thinking here.
incredible.
Siri, right now, if you tell her to do very specific tasks, 3 out of 4 times she might do it. Then if you try to expand beyond that scope, she doesn't even know what the hell's going on. She tells you, go to Wikipedia, and I think I found something here. ChatGPT will actually talk with you, discuss it, critical thinking, all that good stuff as to specific topics. You can do programming with it if you want to. They've added it to GitHub. You can actually have an AI assistant, go on and help you program code. That's how high level this stuff is getting. And so my question is, guys, what would you want in a personal assistant, Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant style for your life? Let's start with CJ because he's got his hand up, and then we'll keep going with everybody else.
So, I have one major complaint right off the bat, and I would love to see it be a change.
Couldn't be grateful.
I would
honestly.
love for them to, right? I would love for them to stop using like the Wikipedia, the Amazon Alexa answers. I would love to see them use anything else that feels a little bit more credible. I would love to even see them not use Google because I have such a hard time even wanting to believe the Google searches now. I was trying to do a quick search the other day about why the heck Trump was being acquisitioned. And all I got was like so much politically biased articles. And I'm just like, okay, but this didn't even answer my question. So that's what I would love to see. I would love them to use like Bing or something. I don't know.
Bing.
Go duck.
Okay, that's an interesting
DuckDuckGo or
argument.
whatever.
Okay. Where do we go from there? Remember,
Wait,
guys,
let me
we've
just
struggled in this podcast to not go political, so keep it as least political as possible, damn it.
So let me respond to what CJ said there. When it comes to the the AI and its ability to. Shoot, I'm spacing out hard.
Someone get this guy some weed. He needs to focus.
I know I need water, man. I haven't drank anything.
I'm not. Am I allowed to show
No.
a branded water bottle?
Oh my gosh, Carson.
Aquafina.
Oh,
Can you come back to you, Oren?
Yeah, it'll come to me, dude. I've been like looking into all of these things about the AI and like research other people's opinion, the founder's opinion when it comes to like chat GPT. And then so like when their opinion on all of this with like AI and where it would take us, what it would do, what it would remove, and like creativity and everything else. And that was the biggest thing that they said when it came to like the creativity end, is that if everyone's using it, then information will stop being put in because everyone's getting their information from that. So what you're saying is credible sources will get even more scarce over the course of time, and then we'll all be in the same echo chamber.
I can see that. Anybody want to bounce that one
all
around?
AI is using the same thing. So no matter what AI you use, it's all kind of pulling similar data, and it'll start becoming smaller and smaller on the scale of information you can grab from.
Okay. Anybody want to?
I guess my immediate answer to that would be I find it to be immediately frustrating, although understandable. Frustrating due to the fact that, well, social medias already are doing so much data gathering that I would just hope that AI could collect that data and essentially just manipulate it to get more statistics from it. But I feel like obviously there's a lot of caveats with that where it becomes either dangerous or a huge invasion of privacy, etc. I mean, I could see all the different problems that could come from that, but I think there's got to be some way that we can start collecting data and organizing it in a way that we can get more information just in general.
Okay, sources. I mean, I think GPT-4 now can access the internet. It is done in custom models of it. That's the thing, though, that I want to connect both of your guys' topic and then see what Carson, I forgot your name because your hair, bro, like it's gone, and my brain's like, who the hell are you?
Dude, now I feel at work when I look at him.
Where's my coworker?
Who the freak are you? Why are you next to me?
Yeah. He's just like,
yeah, what did your boss say, bro?
Carson, you're a good man.
Oh God!
But it looks like you joined the Brotherhood. I was just like, oh
Damn!
Wow.
It was messed up. But
That's burn, bro. So get German look and
SOA.
Carson and Cypher. So the echo chamber and stuff. So there's an article, and I heard about this a few weeks ago, how Stanford was able to train their own AI under a different open source language model, Llama, for $600 when it was expected that this wouldn't be done in years to come. Someone would be able to do it for thousands, maybe in the 6 digits, but they did it for less than $1,000 in less than 6 months after ChatGPT became the real thing. And so this does come with the ability, GPT-4 allows this too. You can create custom injects of logic into GPT-4 where you could technically make it say that the earth is flat and that it needs to defend that truth, because to that model, that is truth. And it needs to find everything that defends that. And so that becomes its own version of GPT-4, for example, or source of knowledge or data.
I did hear something about that.
What do you guys see with that? Do you think we're going to have Google and Bing, for example, have their own source of knowledge, but trying to match somewhere, but a lot of things will be different at one point, or not?
I want Cortana.
Mm.
And I was actually having an interesting conversation last night in regards to what we believe to be true. And it's interesting to think about if you look at I watched a video about Oxford and how it's obviously the oldest school on earth, and it's been around since like 1000 like it's been around for over 1,000 years. But what was taught at Oxford initially apparently was believed to be true at the time, and over the years, new truths have replaced old truths. So it makes me very curious of like, yes, we would be spreading misinformation, but also we would be spreading some truthful information, but it would only be truthful to our current knowledge at that point. So I'd be curious to see if like over time we would start to believe in what we would consider new truths.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
I'm genuinely curious to know how. Yeah, yeah, truth.
Oh yeah, before to dive into that one, I think connecting it to social medias, Reddit is a great example of echo chambers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
and so I think the main key point here is it's not that it's something unprecedented to have these echo chambers. I think Luke mentioned it pretty good, or trying to connect it. AI is just going to exponentially make it happen a lot faster, therefore kind of like the snowballing effect. Right now it happens and it can gain momentum, but sometimes it gets stopped before it's too big. But AI, are we prepared to be able to stop it from being so big it just crushes whoever tries to stop it? For example, ChatGPT being practically owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft having full control at this point of OpenAI. Cypher, throw in your 2 cents.
I would like to start with a premise, guys. I am a big fan of artificial intelligence, and I was a big fan of it since I was a kid, because I always hoped for a Matrix world in which I can basically lay down in the bed and play video games in a virtual world all the time. And the more we go with the more we go with AI, the easier it is to just give you a incredible experience in a video game and so on. But at the same time, I do marketing, I work, so I see all of the problems of AI, because AI has problems. I like how you basically was on a quite high level of like the topic was very wide, but we have even wider problems with AI. For example, from the Llama model, it seems that the Llama model is actually created from OpenAI, from a version of OpenAI that was given to researchers to actually improve it further. So it's actually created from OpenAI, or at least it seems. I don't really want to say it's true, it's not, I don't know, but that's one consideration. The other consideration, and that's what I really like, hate, I don't know. The point is that, one, you don't really know what they do with your data. That's incredibly problematic. So if you make this AI your personal assistants, they know everything about you. So if you have, I don't know, a stalker, and the stalker can basically access this data, they know everything about you. It's terrifying. And the same can be said for a government. So like the politicians want to do something, they know everything about you. And that's the first real problem. The second one that I think is even worse, to be honest, is the algorithm of this AI. It's so complicated. We speak about, with ChatGPT-4, for example, about 100 trillion variables. Guys, a freaking trillion, okay? We speak about so many variables that is absolutely absurd. So we don't really know what happens from point A to point B. So from the question to the answer. It's a black box. And we have a case in which it was absolutely amazing. they created an algorithm that could basically understand if a tank was friendly, okay, or enemy. And you would say, okay, it can understand the features of the tank. It can understand different things. And in the end, this algorithm algorithm was precise at 99%. And you say, damn, that's a freaking lot. It's basically always right. It's true. But when they actually discerned why it was so good, it seems that the real reason why it was so good was not because it can actually understand which type of tank was from which part. It was using the background as a reference to understand it. So it knew that basically a Russian tank was in a place that was Russia. So maybe a lot of snow, etc. And other type of tanks couldn't be there, for example. So it was using the background as the reason for basically giving you the answer. And with ChatGPT, with this AI, we don't know what is the main factor that is giving this answer.
Oh yeah,
that's a problem.
You're right. It's kind of like AI generated. I think they started with a fish. I can't remember the name of the fish, but people would
Nemo.
Nemo. They would hold the fish like this, and then the image recognition AI algorithm thought that the fish was also the fingers that the fishermen were doing. And so when they would ask it to tell it Fisher, that's the name of the fish, it would show people's fingers, and they wondered why. And it thought that it was just part of the fish, like it was part of the body. And so, yeah, you're right. In so many variables. I read a study that they found ChatGPT can't lie to a human, a customer service representative trying to solve CAPTCHA and stuff. Because it knew that the human was not going to accept that he was not able to answer this thing. Stuff like that, I agree. I think even Elon Musk and other ones have asked to slow down and kind of take 6-month break and start doing ethical or moral group meetings to try to figure out where we're heading, but no one's listening. Everybody just wants the fastest, powerful AI.
Yeah, and we moved from the big hype, like it's not metaverse anymore, it's AI.
Or Lizard Lord.
But we have situations, exactly. We have situations like Italy, for example. You know that Italy banned ChatGPT?
Mm-hmm. You told us, yeah.
It was banned from the GDPR manager of Italy. It was actually the first country that decided to ban it, and other countries are actually coming to ban it because we don't really know what happens with this data. Of course, Italians created Pizza ChatGPT, but that's another story.
You're right. Yeah.
No, one of the things that makes me really interested is the fact that it's like a lot of the issue that we're gonna have is due to the fact that like ChatGPT is coming to conclusions with using what data to come to those conclusions, you know, like the whole issue with the fish. It's like, well, if they had enough information, maybe they wouldn't have assumed that the fingers from the fisherman are not part of the fish. But then it's like, what kind of information could it potentially start putting out that is now going to alter the information that it's getting in order to justify its conclusions? Like, is it now going to start posting everybody's Tinder pics where they are holding up a fish and say, well, actually, some fish do have fingers. See? And then you're already a fish. But put that into any other practical situation. It's like, okay, like the whole tanks. It's like, well, yeah, there are no tanks that are coming into so-and-so country. There are tanks that are, and those are friendly tanks. See, they're actually providing support. Why else would those tanks be in that country? It's like, I don't know. So it makes me, I wouldn't say nervous, but I'm very curious and almost excited to see. But I do think that we need to slow down. It's one of those toxic relationships where it's like, it's kind of going a little too fast.
Can I please connect with this topic, guys?
Okay, you have a minute and a half. Let's go.
This is easy. Chris said Tinder, right? Nice. I don't know, guys, if you know, but you should know. I'm a big believer of automation, okay? And it seems that you can actually connect ChatGPT to your Tinder, and it will automatically message people, especially girls in my case, and it will make an image of a person. You can basically tell him to become whoever he wants, and it will message all of them in the same style, being an interesting person, interesting guy. It's The future of relationships. Then you go to a date and you are as boring as fuck.
Catfishing.
I mean, girls are already doing that.
It's the same thing.
It's
That's what we have already.
efficiency. And that's it. Thank you, guys.
True.
Monetize it.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Huh? The new era of fakes. It's on. It sucks to be single right now. I'm
We
sorry,
can start
guys.
scamming people.
If you're single out there, may whichever god of whatever mythology have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, don't trust girls on Tinder, guys. It could be a very, very poorly made GPT program. Yeah, maybe you chat with
Yeah.
him for 7 months and it's just a freaking machine. Damn it!
Yeah, it was worth it. It'll pay off. Okay, guys, thanks.
And now he can even create nudes.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Thanks for the podcast, everybody.
Ah.
And make sure you subscribe, follow us, like, comment.
I'm depressed, guys.
And next episode, we hopefully won't have Cypher be depressed, and we'll see who comes back. And thanks for joining us.
Okay, we'll
Peace
see ya.
out.